there's my hero. Okay.
That's such a good song. There
That is
goes
such.
hero.
That's right. There's my hero.
Yeah, oh man, you're my hero, dude. I don't know what you're talking about with me.
Oh, goodness sakes, TJ. Can't say that. All right. So, this is one of the things that I'm terrible at because I always seem to want to share it and then I can never figure out how to do it. But I'm sure that we can get some help on that. You know the routine, guys. Share. Make sure there are people who can see us. But welcome. We're so glad to have you here with us. I'm so glad to have TJ here with us. We had some technical difficulties, so the normal live stream that would happen on YouTube is not happening at the moment. I don't know what had happened, but we're here and we're going to chat it up.
We'll do it live. Who cares about the other
That's
applications?
Right. Exactly. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. But we welcome all those that are joining. Thank you, DM, for being here. So, I usually will always give you a chance to talk about your book, give a brief synopsis of it, and then we'll go from there. So, TJ?
Yeah, well, thanks, Wilkie. I really appreciate that. So, my name is TJ Lombardi. I am an indie author that started writing, 4 years ago now. I'm currently working on, I think, on my 14th book so far. It's been an awesome journey, a lot of discovery along the way. My current series right now has been nothing short of a passion project and just a huge, I've just loved this world. Out of all the worlds that I've written and created, Golem Master is the world that I just am not ready to say goodbye to. And I'm glad that I at least have a few more books to write in it. As I was writing my second book series, I just kept coming back with this thought of Pokemon. How can I create a world that captures you the same way Pokemon captured me when I first found it? So I wanted to have that nostalgia. I wanted to have an underdog story. And so I thought of the movie Real Steel, just how, this main character, this really terrible father, who just could never get a break, never get ahead. He kind of cut some corners. He did some shady things. And then there's a little bit of a redemption there. And so I was like, okay, well, how do I capture an underdog story similar to that, but not have it be the father figure, have it be the main character who's the son, where there is a coming of age and there's a slow burn. It's a very slice of life pace, because I still wanted that Pokemon-like feel. I wanted each chapter to be like an episode of Pokemon, where some episodes you're fighting in a gym battle and it's exciting. The next episode, you're just like looking at Pidgeots and you're like, well, where's the action? It's like, no action. Here's just another part of the world. So I wanted those two aspects captured. But then I really wanted there to be a major threat happening. And in our story, for those who have read it, 13 years ago, the demonic horde of hell attacked humanity and tried to destroy them. And so I thought about that. I'm like, okay, well, the world is rebuilding. It's a post-apocalypse, but we're now in the rebuilding stage, but there still has to be a threat. And at the time when I started writing Golem Master, I didn't know how to work a Team Rocket aspect into the world. So I was like, well, I don't have those threats. I don't have that kind of antagonist to deal with, but the demonic horde. Like, let's keep having that threat. So I added some elements there. And then, of course, with that, you have to have the aspect of the military, the people that fought back against the demons. And so that's where you kind of get a Gundam feel. So I took all those IPs, all those inspirations, I put them in a blender. And because of that, we now have Golem Master with book 6 almost done being written and about to jump into book 7.
Very much looking forward to that. honestly, like, it has been the biggest joy of my life to read each of your books. Um,
Mm.
but you know that. I mean, in TAG, I've been in here. You're not necessarily from the start, but I have been in here to love your books. So
Well, thanks, Wilkie. And you get to be in the world too.
it's true. It's been a joy. So obviously, you have experience in your past that allows you to write the military aspect of that. So what has what parts of your past have really helped you to get into the mindset of these characters?
Oh man, that is a heavy question,
I
Wilkie.
know, I'm sorry.
Oh gosh, man, how much heartbreak do you want to go through in one episode? Thank goodness Peter's here and watching, because man, we might need
It's
Peter
true.
to come on and comfort me and console me.
It's true, I
know. Oh my gosh, how do I do this? So did you finish book 3, Golem Master 3?
I did.
Okay. Wow, how do we capture all this so far? So in book 3, that was very much the military aspect, the military vibe that's going on. A lot of that was from my time in basic training.
Yes.
And I don't care what anyone says. You go into basic training with a certain mentality, and within 2 minutes you're like, screw that, like that does not survive.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. So and Peter has even commented on this, Mr. Stouffer I think as well. I've started to add scripture when I sign my books. I never had done that before. This is literally in 2026 was the first time I started writing scripture references. 2 Timothy 1:7. God did not give us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. That has been my life verse from the moment I said I'm going to join the military. So you're sitting on this bus with 100 other people, 40 other people. You have no idea who these people are. All you're told is don't talk, sit your ass in the seat. And you're like, okay. And they I swear, they purposely set it up so our flight got in at 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
They do that on purpose, I swear.
We're exhausted. We're coming through the gate. It's dark. There's these amber lit, light bulbs on the side of the buildings. And then you just see the marquee, the outline of your drill instructors, and you are just terrified. And so, of course, here comes a drill sergeant. He gets on the bus. Everyone get off now. And you're just rushing. You're just panic. And I repeated 2 Timothy 1:7 so many times. I mean, seriously, I would just say it on repeat in my head, and whatever they yelled at you to do, you just did it. And so you're trying to fight your trembling, your nerves, your anxiety, all this stuff. So I tried to capture some of that in book 3. And then there was times where I had to rely on what I wish I had in my life and how I felt Pepper would want to be conveyed. And when I say that is with Meg. I never got to have a little sister. I never got to have any younger siblings. And so I always wanted to be an older brother. And one of the joys of my life is, though I'm heartbroken that I never have gotten to have kids, I've been known as Uncle TJ many times in my life. And so for getting to be Uncle TJ, that just fills my heart so much. So I wanted a main character who was an older brother. And I remember how much I could not wait to leave my house, to leave my parents, to step out on my own. And so I tried to really think about that from Pepper's perspective as well. And we kind of see that terror in the very end of book 1 and the beginning of book 2, where Pepper is having to deal with this of I have to make this huge life choice. If I want to pursue my dreams, this means I have to leave this behind. And so I just really loved having a coming of age story where kids who are growing up can relate to a character where they have their own dreams. Kids that are in their teenage years are going to relate to the overbearing parents. Or then
Mm-hmm.
you have, the nagging parents who are pushing you, but then you go to book 2 and you meet Elowen, where she's like, "Oh, you think you have micromanagement? Let
Oh
me tell you
gosh,
about my
yeah.
dad, who's a colonel."
Oh heavens.
And
Yeah.
so you have that
Oh.
connection. You have the connection
Mm-hmm.
of roommates, and that specific part of book 2, which was not even supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Pepper and his dad are having that road trip, and
It's
hit
true.
the saying of maybe you should get some roommates. I immediately was like, this needs to be book 2. Like,
Yeah,
we need to dive into
absolutely.
this. And I had a roommate. I've only had one roommate where they live in my house, and praise God, I did not murder that man. Almost every week, I swear I just wanted to murder this dude and bury him in the backyard. Super nice
Yep.
guy, but just from a cleanliness standpoint and
Yes.
that. So I was like, any person who has ever had a roommate will at least relate to this somehow in some way. So
Yep.
we need to have this in here. But what I
Yep.
loved though is though book 2 may seem like it, how do I say this? It didn't intend, like I didn't intend for it to have such a significant setup for book 3 and
Mm-hmm.
book 4 that it does.
Yes.
And it has major setup, and none of that was planned, and it completely shifted the trajectory of the story. But I'm so glad it happened. So yeah, I've loved having situations in my life, to wrap it back around to your question, having
Mm-hmm.
these situations in my life that I got to draw on that helps you connect to this character and understand their mentality. And then there's those moments of heartbreak also where I had a father who passed away from dementia.
Yep.
Having loss from military members in book 2. Every
Mm-hmm.
single person mentioned there is a
Yep.
fallen defender from the Air Force. So it
Yep.
was a lot that I've relied on. And even in book 7, there's a part coming up where the, we all go through questions in life.
It's true. It's
We
true.
all, I think every single person on the planet has all taken that walk and just yelled up at the sky, like, where are you?
Absolutely.
Why is this happening? I want answers and I'm not getting answers. So it's just been a great journey where I get to still battle with some of the hurt and the pain that I have, but we get
Mm-hmm.
to, I gave you the promise, like Matt Dinneman talks about the promise. If you give a promise
Yep.
to a reader, the promise was the question of, will Pepper become a Golem Master?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I better deliver on that promise or answer the question for you. So thankfully, we've gotten over the hump at the halfway point, and now it's just kind of
Yep.
like, all right, dude, put your head down. Let's get to there and let's have a fun journey along the way.
Oh, absolutely. And that leads into another question. I promise it's not nearly as deep. Um, though I'm certain that you love anything that's deep, but that's another story.
Mm. You got me, dude. It was so subtle. Oh my gosh,
I
you
know.
got me.
So so on that same aspect, I know
Oh,
that you've said that you never had the opportunity to be if be an older brother.
yeah.
So and you've done a lot of incredible things. Like you've done a lot of things with this book that have
Mm-hmm.
benefited children, that have benefited
Mm-hmm.
so many. What are you most proud that you've been able to do as you've written Golem Master?
Oh my gosh, dude. So it was Matt Dinneman's very first book signing with Ace,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going around the country, and so of course I'm like, bro, Matt's coming through Portland, like I'm there. I don't care.
Yeah.
I am there. And so I got off work. I immediately drove up there, thinking, all right, yeah, there'll totally be some seats. There was not a single seat available.
Not a single seat.
And I went immediately to the back of the room. This is Powell's Books up in Portland, and I'm standing there, and it's right before Christmas, right? Like it's, I think November timeframe is when it was happening. So I'm standing there at the back, and there's a woman there with her husband, their 2 kids, which, I mean, gosh, Swan and Corbin, I mean, they look like they were under 10 years old. And they had already read the DCC series. And they loved it. And I'm just like, bro, I'm not judging. I'm not a parent. I'm not judging. I don't feel like this should be a thing, but it's not on me. Right?
Yeah.
And their kids, they're going around. They are highly sugarized and just energetic. They live in the same town as Matt up in Washington. And so they always had that thing of like, will we be able to run into Matt, right? And so it's standing room only. We're waiting for Matt. Matt comes out. He crushes it, of course, because it's freaking Matt. And then, of course, here's the line to get a signing. And so the kids have been bumping me a little bit. And, their mom is like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh, I don't care. It's like, whatever.
It's okay, Crit. Thank you.
Yeah. What's up, Crit? So then, so we're standing in line. And, right before we got in line, the kids went off with their dad. They were going to go look at something or like go to the bathroom. And so I start talking to the mom, and I'm like, hey, so I'm an author, and I happen to have a copy of Golem Master with me. And so I pull it out. I'm like, look, here's my book. I think your kids might enjoy it. If you'd like, I'd be happy to send it to them for Christmas as a surprise Christmas gift. Because I already had it like in the mailer box and everything, right? So she got to see it. And she didn't really look through it, but she's like, you know what? Yeah, that'd be great. So I'm like, all right, cool. So she gives me her address. We start going down the line, and she's like, oh, hey, Swan Corbin, he's an author too. I'm like, oh, really? And so we started talking, right? And I just had this moment of getting to talk with them. And then I'm like, hey, guys, if you could write Dungeon Crawler Carl, what would you write? And they're like, oh, there has to be a food level. Like, there's got to be a food level where there's like a pizza monster and this is this. And they're just lighting up. And I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool. So sure enough, I sent them every book. I've sent them a copy of Golem Master. And so I have not really gotten much feedback. But of course, their mom was like, hey, thank you so much. That's so generous of you. I'm like, you know what? Sweet. So they're written into the book. And that's what's great is the kids don't even know that they're written into the book yet. Well, their dad, something was said on, like I posted on Facebook in one of the groups, and their dad commented, and he just said, I just want you to know, every time you send them Golem Master, all they talk about for 2 weeks after is how much they love Golem Master, the golems they want to build, this is this. He's like, what more can a parent ask for? And that has just stayed with me. So like hearing stories like that, seeing Leah's daughter just light up, getting to open up the coloring book of Golem Master. Like, that is what has meant the world to me. It's like, I feel like I get to be a parent for a moment and understand the joy that a parent must feel when they see their kid light up with excitement. So that's what's meant the world to me in this series. Having a law enforcement detective who has been a police officer for 30 years. He has kicked in doors to drug houses. He's arrested murderers. Like, this dude is seeing the worst of humanity. And yet he walked by the cubicle and he's like, hey, dude, just so you know, I was laughing my ass off at Golem Master. Your narrators crushed it. Dude, I cannot wait for the next book. I'm like, Eric, you seriously read my book? He's like, oh, yeah, dude, it's so good. When's the next one coming out?
Yeah, it's so good.
So to have children love the book, to have a law enforcement detective in his 50s read the book, it's been such a enjoyable, like, it's hard to put into words. But that's what means the world to me, man.
Oh, absolutely. Honestly, like, you don't know this, TJ, and you'll never hear it from me again because I love you too much and I can't gush on you forever because that would just make you blush even harder than you would if I actually catch you. Um, but you writing me in the book was one of the greatest joys of my life. Like being able
Mm.
to even have a small part in Golem Master, I appreciate that so much. It was such an amazing thing to be able to read. So
Well, good, because you do
moving
come back in
on.
book 5 and 6, you know.
Yes, I'm certain, and I do, and I will have the chance now that I'm fully caught up. I will be getting on book 4 and book 5 and book 6. It's on your Patreon.
No.
And I I will share this with every single one of the people that are following. Go to TJ's Patreon. He writes his chapters. He's writing at least 3 or 4 chapters a week, and he shares
Mm.
them. They're absolutely incredible. Like I have
They're
too many
grammatically
books on my
terrible, and the
TBR.
spelling is so bad. But other than that, it's not bad.
uh, I will never say a negative on you because TJ, I love you too much. Like you know that.
Oh, well, thanks, dude. Thank you.
So obviously, there will always be that sense of representation because
Mm-hmm.
in book 1 we see E. Summers, his little brother. Obviously, it's not necessarily said that he has autism or that he has Asperger's, but it's generally assumed. We can generally see the signs, and it's the same sort of experience with Pepper's his roommate. I have to
Mm.
say thank you for showing representation of all different types of people in your books because
Mm.
it makes it real.
Mm.
So on sorry, go ahead.
No, please go ahead. Keep going.
I just was going to say, so what made you decide that you wanted to have your book in more of a real world setting rather than and to take it to a place where magic it might exist?
Oh, okay. That's a really great question. Um, well, there has been the idea that Pepper portals into a fantasy world. I did think
Mm-hmm.
about that, and I was like, that would be like we just take the story from here and we just portal into a different world. He's like, oh crap. How do I build golems? Because that's all I know how to do, and that would be really beneficial in this world right now with all these magical things.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's and I did plant a seed in book 4 to where I'm like, if I ever want to take this wild curveball to the right, we can totally do that.
We could totally do that.
Yeah, yeah. So, man, that's a great question. Well, on the representation side, to be totally honest, there's been a lot of guilt in that for me. And what do I mean by that is there have been many times where, um, I've seen the Facebook posts and photos of like people attending the Special Olympics. I think
Yes.
we all have friends or we all know people who may be going through this. Drop him into he who fights with monsters, he can handle it.
Good job, Kyle. I love that idea. But
that's fun. So here's a random thing. Like, it is 2026. If anyone were to tell me, hey, dude, I went to this national park, I met this guy named Bill, and he seemed really nice. He gave me his address and said, hey, you have a guest room available. You're welcome whenever you want. What should I do? The clear choice is do not go there. Like, just do not do that.
Yep.
Well, I met a guy named Bill on the top of a mountain. very nice guy. We were taking landscape sunset photos together. And he's like, hey, man, here's my phone number. Here's my address. If you come back up, here's, a place for you to stay. Cool. What did I do? I went and stayed with Bill. And Bill and I we're still friends to this day. Bill's second wife has a son with autism. And one of their big things that they would do as a family was he participated in the Special Olympics. And so for years, I saw their posts about, oh, we're going to do the Special Olympics. We're doing this. And I felt bad. I'm like, dude, why are you not helping out with this stuff? Why are you not participating? Why are you not, these people want to be seen. They want a moment to just be a normal person. And that has really ate at me. And there's been one or two times where I'm like, dude, I need to go help. And then you look it up and it's like, oh, it was last month. Like, you missed out on helping. It was last month. And that has really stayed with me. And before I joined the military, I worked at Target as a loss prevention security guard. And
no, Ginger, I did not mean to do that. But it won't let me switch up the co-host. Anyways, sorry, TJ.
No, you're good. And as a security guard at Target, there's many times where people with, special needs would come into the store. And so I got to see these people where I'm like, dude, they're just out here living life. And they're just, enjoying the world one day at a time like everyone else. But they see the world so differently and they have so much joy in the simple things. And so when I wrote Golem Master, I was like, I have not seen a single other story that has someone who is autistic in it. Whether they are the main character or a side character, I've never seen it. So keep layout the same, something lime that. Okay, well, look for something lemon like that also. Just
okay, I will definitely look for something lemon like that.
When TikTok gives you limes, you make them have lemons.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Jackson. So the other thing is one of my best friends, James Dean. He is actually the gladiator matching off with Chris Bernard in the prologue, right? So James's son has autism, and I love James to death, and I love Avian to death. It's been crazy getting to see Avian grow up over the years, but there are times where James and I, when we're talking, he's venting. And as a parent, when your son has autism, you go through a lot of rough days where you're like, I just wish that my kid would go for a hike in the woods with me. And there's different challenges, I think, that come with that from the parental struggles, but to have that. So it's like, how do I capture this? How do I capture this as far as Jackson is a kid like anyone else? He's got his good days, his bad days, but there's family members as well, like Summer, who's like, I need a break. Pepper, I just knew I could come here. I just need a break. And it's like, yeah, that's what we're here for, right? That's what friends do. So I really wanted that. I wanted autism to be a part of this world where it was a reminder of everyone is a person. They want to be seen just like anyone else. So we have Jackson. There's a character coming up in book 6. Oh, dude, look at that. Magic.
There we go. That's better.
Science.
That works much better. Thank you,
yes.
Kenneth.
Yes, Kenneth, you are the bee's knees, my friend. And it's funny because you kind of mentioned you mentioned Squints Wilson, right?
Yes.
I never intended for Wilson to have any condition. I just wrote him that way. And so it was probably 3 weeks ago I thought about it. I was like, man, maybe I actually did write a second character who would qualify for having something. But I just never thought of that.
Honestly, as I read it, don't get me wrong, I love Squints. Like, he is one of my favorite
Hmm.
characters that you wrote, and I'm so happy that you wrote him the way you did because he's genius. Um, but I've also had friends that they have Asperger's, and that's
Hmm.
exactly how they act. Like, very smart, very capable. They know specific things, and then if they don't know something, they stay very quiet. They don't have a whole lot of interaction with people. And Squints, I saw that, and you wrote him so well. I loved it. Like,
Oh,
there's
thanks, man.
no other character that I would say. I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love both his roommates. I know exactly what you mean when you said that, like, there's a reason why I live alone. There's a reason
Yeah, yeah,
why I don't have roommates.
it's so true. It's so
Yep.
true. Like even like I have the guest room, and I've told a lot of author friends, I'm like, hey, if you ever need a place to come and write and get away, the guest room is here,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then of course, my mom will come visit for Christmas, and that woman, she'll be like, "Oh, I'll clean the dishes. You cook dinner. I'll clean the dishes." I'm like, okay, I need to go to bed. It's late. I'm
Yeah.
exhausted. She is the loudest dish cleaner I have ever had in my life, and it's just like I could not sleep. It would be easier to sleep during a war zone with
Yep.
battle going on than it is with my mom downstairs. So I'm like, man, maybe it's good I don't have someone who stays in the guest room, but
I know.
yeah. So, oh my gosh. So to get back to the
Yes.
second half of your question, um, why not a fantasy world? I really struggle with that. And I thought about it, but I felt like I have to keep it the most natural way that I think it would work. Clanging porcelain around, all kinds. Like, yes, dude, yes,
Yep. I
you
can
get
totally
it.
hear it.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. So I wanted that other Pokemon type world, and I
Mm-hmm.
wanted all those other IPs, all those other influences, but I was like, how does it make the most natural sense?
Hey,
And to
Ginger.
me, it didn't make sense for the main character to be isekai'd into another world where he built
Mm-hmm.
golems. And the other part of that was the lit RPG elements. As I started it out, it didn't make sense to me if you are the main character is isekai'd or portaled into a different world. If you're given special abilities, why would you build golems with abilities when you
Mm-hmm.
yourself have the like? I was really struggling with that. And granted, it would make sense to build an army of golems in a fantasy
Mm-hmm.
world, but that wasn't the story I wanted to tell. I wanted to
No,
tell
exactly.
arena combat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I loved about it too. I was like, Pokemon is awesome, but like, dude, you could have Babe Ruth fighting the Predator. Like you could have Pikachu fighting Optimus Prime. Like you can do
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want. Like this is the coolest shit ever. So I wanted to keep it into that urban fantasy setting. Um,
Yeah.
And what's been great is most lit RPGs would start you out right in between book 5 and 6. We just
Yes.
happen to start all the way at book 1. And once you get to book 5, you're like, now I see the lit RPG and
Mm-hmm.
how it all comes together. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, and then to go back to that other question, what world would I want to drop Golem Master into? Like, okay, like if I also got to be in the world, I feel like I would, just for representation's sake, I believe I should also be in that world.
Yes,
Arcane,
absolutely.
straight up, straight, bro. Give me a Golem Master like Arcane League of Legends animation, please.
Yes.
That would be
Absolutely.
incredible. Yes. So, Arcane people, if any of you are on here, I'm just saying, I would give you really good royalty deals. Just make
That's
the
right.
anime with me.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
make it work.
Yeah.
So so we're gonna go a little bit silly. This is something that I have done with most of my authors that I've asked. Um, You
Okay.
you know this is TJ. You see my stuffy this in the background. I have a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're all book
Mm-hmm.
related. Um, and I have to say, I absolutely, oh gosh, suddenly his name escapes me. Ampridge. I absolutely love Ampridge. I love how he's written. I love how much he makes me feel like he and Croc would be best friends, kind of thing. Um,
Yeah.
but of your golems, um,
Mm-hmm.
if you had a choice of who you would like to have turned into a stuffed animal or a stuffy,
Mm.
what would you want to choose for yourself?
Oh
Because
man.
I mean, I love
I
Mala
would.
too.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. There's a quote. There's a little bit of a spoiler. There's a quote coming up in the future books where someone basically tells Pepper, it's like, dude, you can build other stuff besides a battle tiger, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro, like we can get away from. I love Mala. The
Yeah,
dude is such a badass fighter golem, but let's look for some other ideas here. So there's
absolutely.
some other golems that come into play later in the series that are really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I would say right now, off the top of my head, for a plushy, stuffy animal, it would have to be Ampridge, and then possibly
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, who
Okay.
is the character on the cover of book 4, the golem on the cover of
Yes.
book 4.
Yes,
Um,
I agree wholeheartedly.
yeah. So Ampridge was very much based off of my dog Hercules, who's no longer with us. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and having a pit bull, a staffy, like Hercules was the best dog, and I was the worst dog parent, I feel like, on many occasions. But yeah, it's been hard. I've been tempted to get another dog, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, I'm like, dude, it's not time yet. So I would love
Yeah.
to see Ampridge made into a plushie. Um, but yeah,
This this is
those things
one
are
thing that I
expensive. It's
was.
like seven hundred
Yes.
dollars
Oh, I
just to make a
know. I know.
prototype. And then once you have the prototype made the way you want, it's something like $7 a plushie up front.
I
So
know. It's
that
ridiculous.
that's a
I mean,
lot.
it's
Yeah.
it's great. This was something that I also had a thought of because, like I said, I mean, I love my plushies no matter what, but I
Mm-hmm.
also have an absolute love for um Richard.
Oh
This
yeah,
is Reckwell's slug, not slug.
banana slug.
Yes, banana slug, and I love him. Um, and I'm not putting any pressure on Nick Knott's custom, but I love Nick Knott's custom. I would absolutely love to see Ampridge turned into a 3D print because I would just love to see Ampridge on my
I know,
shelf.
Whitney.
But this is just a thought. This is just a thought, and I will never pressure anybody. Um, and I know he just joined. I didn't realize that he joined, but that this is just natural conversation. But on that
Oh
same
man.
point, so moving past that, you and I have already talked about this, and this is something that I've made clear to you. When I read book 3, and I apologize for
Mm.
everybody that is here that has not gone to book 3 yet. There are spoilers. That's just how it goes in my podcast. I wish I could say it. I don't. But once I find a book and I read it and I love it, I talk about it all the time. I cannot stand Valiant. Um, but I also understand exactly where you're coming from, because my dad went through basic training and went through all of that, and he had jerks that were above him, and you're representing the experiences that you had during basic training. But it's also, I have to say, I absolutely love Pepper for putting his senior commander in his place.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like I said, um, but there will always be those times. Whitney, I'm glad you did that. So we have moved on, Whitney. So
yeah, there was, when you're in the military, you don't get to choose who your commander is. You don't get to choose who's
no,
below you either. It's just you
no,
deal
it's
with it.
true.
And I had this one terrible commander. Um, his name was very similar, so we just tweaked it a little. And he was a major, and so we always called him Major Brain Dead whenever he was not around. I remember we were getting ready for an inspection, and we were out in the field on a nuclear missile convoy, and he comes out just out of the blue, and he's like, "Oh, hey, show me how you would do this." And we're like, "What are you talking about, bro?" He's like, "Well, the challenging thing and with the guns, like, show me how you would do this." And we're like, "All right, dude." So me and the other guy, like, we start doing the thing. He's like, "No, no, no, you're doing it wrong. Like, you guys need a face like this." And we're like, "Bro, you realize the reason we don't do that is because we would shoot each other. Like,
yes,
it's called crossfire, where I'm shooting this way.
Yes.
We don't do that, bro." And so yeah, there's times where there's that, but there's also we didn't really cover this per se in book 3, but there's so many times when we forget that our sphere is not as important as what the commanders are dealing with.
It's true.
Like, the commanders are literally dealing with, MagCom telling them, like, "Hey, bro, are you ready to go with this? Like, what is the status of this equipment? This. And so what we think is important in our sphere is just nothing but potato chips to them. They're like,
yeah,
"Bro, we
absolutely.
don't care." So with that, it is this balancing act, right, of where Pepper is trying to utilize the resources that Valiant is and has, but he is still focused on the Golem League. And so you're trying to balance out these two dynamics. But, I mean, in reality, it helped me realize the things that were needed. Right? Because in book 3, Pepper realizes how to craft some other stuff. And now we're starting to get that momentum of like, oh, crap. And so then in book 4, you're going to be like, oh, shit. Yeah. Now this makes sense. Now it makes sense. And so it's a good time. But
so, yes, I'm
the
looking
struggles
forward to
of Valiant.
But, yes. And the thing was, like, I won't say that Valiant is a bad guild. I think it's an excellent guild. But I also, because I grew up as a military brat, I also know what it's like to have to go through the hurry up and wait. That is possibly one of the things that we hated the most, was the hurry up and wait. But at the same time, as I read it, there were certain parts that I'm like, why didn't Pepper wait? He had so many offers for so many guilds going after him. And mind you, this is not a negative, because I love the story, and Valiant has a big place in it. I just don't like them at the moment. That doesn't necessarily mean that I will hate them forever. But I look at it and I'm like, and then I think about it and I'm like, that's also still because he is so young. Like, he's making decisions that I definitely would not have made when I was his age. And it's incredible to see how he's growing, but that he still feels somewhat like he's a child. He's still growing, and you're writing him in such a perfect way that you still see that he is a 17, 18-year old growing and expanding and learning, but he is making mistakes along the way. And that's what I love about Golem Master, is that your main character, he's not perfect. He's this very imperfect young man that is just trying to find his way.
Yeah, well, that's what we're all doing, right?
It's true. It's true.
We're all just trying to find our own way through this thing called life. Sometimes we're thinking we're following the GPS, and okay, well, the guidance said to turn right here, and I turned right, and I'm not seeing it now, and yeah, and Pepper, originally, the story originally was that the conversation he has with Seth Ring. And Seth is telling him, like, hey, man, you don't have to do a guild. You can keep going on your own. So originally, Pepper was supposed to join the guild and get in a contract that was terrible for him when he realizes he's not getting the Golem matches. And so he's being screwed over. They're just using him to fight and prepare the other gladiators. So he's just a training aid for Valiant, right? So at the same time, Pepper was going to originally reach out to Timo Burnham and be like, hey, Timo, you offered for me to fight with you in the Underground League. Can I do that? Because there's stuff going on at home, and Pepper's basically sending all of his money back home to support everyone, to support Andrea, to support Meg and his mom and everything.
Yep.
And so the original storyline was, hey, I'll fight with you in the Underground League. And so Pepper started to leave and was going to these secretive matches, and then eventually gets caught. And then he gets banned from the Golem League. So now he's just like, oh my gosh, what do I got to do? I got to still provide for my family. So now it's all into the Underground League, and he's doing that stuff until something else happens. So that was the original trajectory. He was supposed to be locked into the guild, and that was going to force him to go into the Underground League and then develop the rest of the story. And honestly, thank God that didn't happen.
No, thank heavens. That did not happen.
I really love the way that the story went now and where it is now, because it got like the whole Team Rocket thing, right? And I'm like, I don't understand like how I could do that. Well, having taken the trajectory that I did and how it slowly carved its own way through the canyon, man, it's such a fun ride now, and it all works out. I feel like once you get into book 5.
Yep. And I can appreciate that.
Kyle, to answer your question really quick,
yes, please.
Yes. Any day the audio should be done. Like any day, Daniel and Jessica should be done with the audio for book 2. So once they have it done, it goes to their sound engineer. Once the sound engineer's done, then I get it back. I listen to it and look for any errors or duplications, things that I need to do or that we need to fix. And then once that's done, it'll basically go out for ACX to finish. So,
and that has been one of the things I'm looking forward to. I mean, I have to say, I absolutely am really looking forward to. I have to say, like, Dan and Jessica are the perfect audio book voice actors. Like you chose perfectly. They're amazing, and I'm looking forward to hearing more of Jessica singing as Andrea.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really cool to be able to see how their dynamic of Pepper and Andrea is growing, but it's also hard. I mean, as a couple, especially at this age, at the age that they are, um, first love doesn't always last. And I'm not saying that it has failed or anything like that, but doing a long distance relationship is very difficult. I mean, you were doing one and for a little while. Well, and I know that you had said that that was a struggle on both of you, but
Yeah.
life happens. I mean,
Yeah.
things go along.
Yep. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm
Tried
not
that a
trying to
few
get
times.
into
It
your
doesn't work
personal
out.
life.
So.
Yep.
No. Well, it's something too, because I not only was in the military to where I tried the long distance relationship thing in there, and that didn't work, but I've also had to supervise troops and see all of that dynamic where, hey Sarge, I'm in love. She's this. Like, all right, bro. Let me know when the heartbreak letter shows up. And then of course, like 2 weeks later,
Yeah.
Sarge, I need help. I need to go home. She broke up with me. I need to fix this. Like, nah, dude. No, you can't do that either. I'm sorry, bro.
You can't do that either.
Oh man.
Nope.
I used to tell some of my troops, I'm like, bro, my heart has been shattered so many times. It's just numb when it happens now. And that has still, almost at 40 years old, still been so true. So, yeah. So
it's
the story of Pepper and Andrea, I love both of them in their own ways for who they are. The highs and the lows of young love, bro. Old love. I'm 40, man. I'm about ready to go to the retirement home.
It's true.
Old love as well.
Gosh.
Yeah. Oh man. So I love. I've loved some of the women in this book. There's
absolutely.
There's some incredible women in Golem Master who have their own stories, their own voices to share. And I've just tried to be as truthful to who they are as possible. So yeah, it's been wonderful and beautiful. And even in book 6, there have still been moments of just connection and joy and love throughout the different ones. So yeah, it's been a fun journey.
So I'm not gonna do a question this time because as I've done too many. I'm just gonna continue praising you because you're amazing, TJ. I absolutely love that Golem Master has is a love letter to this genre. To see so many of the people that we interact with constantly, seeing Jay, Jez, all these incredible characters. I absolutely love you for making Nick into who you did. Like, his character makes me
Nick
so
Coons?
happy. Yes. I love Nick so much in your book. Oh, he makes me happy.
I sent that to him and I'm like, are you okay with this? And he's like, that's exactly what I would say. I freaking love it.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. It's perfect. It's so amazing.
Oh my gosh.
So on that, I usually take the last 5 minutes to allow the author to say where we can find them, what their current project is that they're working on. I already know that you're continuing and you're almost to book 7, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, people can find me. I have a link in my bio, and I mean, that's got all the stuff on there. If people want early chapters of the book, then they can go to my
Patreon.
Patreon, where it's
Go support this man. Go love this man.
it is literally like as soon as I'm done writing it, I post it on there. Um, so it's raw, it is unedited, it is complete madness, and thank goodness Catherine has the grace to stick with me now for over 10 books. Yeah, so Catherine, my editor, is amazing. That woman has saved me. I'm so grateful for her. And she is in book 5, and she doesn't know it, and so she's editing it right now. And so I cannot wait to get the message of like, "Oh, TJ, you're so sweet." So yeah, so my link tree is the best place for you guys to connect with me. I don't really get on Facebook anymore. I have this rule now where if I open up Facebook, as soon as I see anything political, I'm closing Facebook. And so like I don't even get on Facebook anymore. I'm basically on TikTok or my Discord, which is also in the link. You just need to access the link through your computer. So it's open invite. You guys can come in and join. So yeah, so that's the best way to get a hold of me is TikTok, Discord, message me, DM me. I'll do my best to answer as much as possible.
And I can answer that question that Demo has.
Oh, okay.
He currently has
seen all
1 through 3 out. No, you're fine. And he currently has 1 through 3 physical copies out. So book 4, like you said, is supposed to be finished editing soon, right?
Yeah. So book 2, we're almost done on audiobook. That should be done any week, any day. Book 4, I literally am supposed to get the paperback copies tomorrow-ish. It's Amazon author direct. So that means it's like, oh yes, we'll get you your paperbacks on Monday. Oh, Monday of like 2 months from now. Congratulations. So
yeah,
I'm supposed to get the paperbacks for book 4 this Monday. I then am waiting for the book 4 mailers to come. Which should be another week-ish, week and a half-ish. And so once I get those in, I will start mailing those out to the ARC readers and the Patreon members. So book 4 is coming out May 10th on paperback, hardback, audio, or ebook. And then I've bumped up the timeline rapidly. So I'm going to try to get book 5 published in July, book 6 published in, what did I say, September? Or October-ish,
yes, you said September, October.
Okay, yeah. So that's the goal. And a part of that goal
don't hold
also
him to
is
it.
I really...
Authors have to take time for themselves. So don't hold him to that specifically.
So here's the thing, Whitney. I see you, Whitney. Bro thinks he's Brandon Sanderson or something. Look here. This dude, Brandon Sanderson, his goal is to write 2,500 words a day. Okay? So that is like 500,000 words, 520,000 words a year. That is his goal. Whether or not he gets it or not, that is his goal. Okay? And that's what he's also like, oh, that has to do with editing and all these other little side projects. I'm so busy. Bro, my goal is 400,000 words a year. I'm already halfway to that goal for this year.
That's right.
Okay? I am writing just as much as that fucking dude. I'm just saying. Yeah. I don't have the millions of dollars, Brandon. But you know what? Some of us out here still grinding just as much. I'm just saying.
True.
So yes. So here's the thing. Book 6 is really, it's honestly done to a certain point. I've got maybe 8 more chapters to write. There's a very good chance I will have 5 of those chapters written by the end of this upcoming week, right? And I was really so that would put book 6 at about 120,000, 130,000 words ish, which is almost exactly the same size as book 1.
Book 1. Mm-hmm.
Book 5 is at 106,000. It's the shortest book in the whole series. And I'm really terrified to a certain point because we have book 4, which is 186,000, and then we drop down to 106. And I don't want people to feel like a book 8 Aileron Kong, the Lamb type of situation. Because it's a major shift. It's a really hard major shift. But so I say all that. Book 5 will come back from editing at the end of May or end of April. Mm-hmm. More than likely, I'll have those edits done within 2 weeks. Then it's immediately off to Vanessa for formatting. Well, by the time that happens, Catherine will more than likely have book 6 for editing. I'll already be writing book 7. So by the time book 5 even publishes, I will more than likely have book 7 already written and done. But
starting on book 8,
don't publish during the holidays. Mm-hmm. Like that is like an indie no-no because traditional publishing is saturating the market with their advertising and marketing. So you don't even waste time publishing your own independent book. So that's where what I love is, again, I'll be able to have book 7 more than likely written, formatted. The cover art's already done. Like we're almost already done with all of our cover art for up to book 10. So I'll get to send out book 7, hopefully, as early Christmas gifts again, and then it will drop in January officially. But I'll already be starting on book 8 as well at that point. If all goes well.
Oh, absolutely.
If all goes well.
But at the same time, if you are hungry for her TJ Lombardi's Golem Master, go get on his Patreon. Go support him. Go show him love. I will never stop telling people this because you know this, TJ. I love being able to go and read your Patreon. I may not always keep up because I have far too many books on my TBR. But people need to show their love to TJ. Like, he is a master of his craft. He may never agree with me, but this man...
I will agree with that. I will not agree with you. I will agree with not agreeing with you, sir.
This man is a master of his craft. And if you love his books as much as I do, go show him support in any way you can. Whitney, the best thing you can do is, I know you showed support in every single way. The only way that you can truly say that you're completely supported is when TJ puts you in his book.
She is. She's already in book 6. She's already read her chapter.
Yep.
I told her
it's true.
She's going to be the Chive Queen, and she is the Chive Queen. That is literally her. So yeah, I'm excited. So everyone in the chat so far that I've seen, it made you cry. Oh, so weak, Chive Queen.
Yeah.
Are you supposed to rule your settlement like that with that weak attitude? Come on now. You got to defeat the Bone Walkers.
That's exciting.
Oh, yes.
Demo.
Okay. Yeah, Yay. So Demo, Whitney, Kyle. I cannot wait for Kyle's character in book 7. Like, I just cannot wait for the meat face to show up. And it's going to be meat face. And I'm so excited about that. I also thought about doing Franken sausage as a golem.
Oh,
where
that's awesome.
It's a combination of Frankenstein, but in sausage format. I had ChatGPT create a sausage Frankenstein golem for me. No, I am taking a different approach on that. Slayer and Ethan are going to show up with Travis Baldry in book 7. And all I think is Travis Baldry has a familiar, which is a couch. It's a couch familiar that just walks him around so he never has to get off the couch. And the whole time, Travis Baldry is like, hey, man, you want charcuterie? And Pepper's like, what are you talking about? He's like, charcuterie. You want some charcuterie board? And Ethan and Slayer are just sitting beside him the whole time. And they're like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, just hanging out with Travis Baldry. Like, you want some charcuterie? And like Ethan and them will probably have some sausages. And like, oh yeah, you want some sausage? It's like, what is going on right now? It's like, oh, nothing. We're just hanging out. So yeah, the deli dudes. I love that.
That's amazing.
So that's literally where those guys are going to be at. They're going to be early on in book 7 because I could not fit them into book 6.
That's okay.
But yeah, so then future projects. So James, Hunter, and I are going to sit down at Lit RPG Con to discuss a joint project together, the Meat Mafia Marine or whatever. Like he's like, dude, we'll talk about it. We'll seriously plan it out.
Oh, that's
I've
wonderful.
already gotten like a little bit done to where I'm like, okay, so depending on how 2027 will work out. So more than likely we'll do that project with James. There's another project, Discarded Warrior, which is my take on Stranger Things and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles flipped around.
Oh, wow.
So I really want to write Discarded Warrior, and then I have another project in mind that I want to write after those two. So
that's exciting.
I think I'm motivated enough to where I can write. I don't think I'll need a break from Golem Master. Like there's one or two times, I think it was in the middle of book 4. I was like, dude, I need a break. And I wrote Tritus the Terrifying. Yeah. So I wrote like 3 chapters into Tritus the Terrifying. And the prologue is one of the most awesome scenes I think I've ever written. If you guys ever watched the movie Dirty Dozen, right? Dirty Dozen, the major's going, was it Major Bryceman? He's going into the prison cell and he's having a conversation with the prisoners. That's like the opening scene of Tritus the Terrifying is this guy is going into a prison cell where Tritus is. Tritus is imprisoned by this kingdom, this king. And so they're like, the city's being attacked. We need you. And he's like, yeah, why would I fight for you guys? Like, screw you guys. You guys are like pieces of shit. And the dialogue was so good. So I wrote like 3 chapters in that. And I'm like, oh, I'm out of my slump. I'll go back to Golem Master.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. So, so Discarded Warrior will hopefully be the next series, and then whatever James and I produce. But I think we're going to try as best as we can to get to Golem Master completed series out there as soon as possible for everyone and have some fun.
Good job, Whitney. I'm proud of you.
Yay! I love that, Whitney. It's really interesting how I seem to attract a lot of people who get into writing. Like they always, like I've got Alex Starraven Dillard. He's actually one of the main characters in book 6. He found Golem Master and he listened to it, I think 3 times on audiobook and then just started messaging me on Facebook. And he's like, dude, tell me more. Tell me, when is the next one? This is this. And he just kept messaging me. He's in our Discord now for Golem Master, and he's already on chapter 11, I think, of his book. And he's like, dude, I have tried so many times to start writing a book. Most of the time it's fan fiction, but like, I don't know. I've never been able to finish anything. And he's like, now I'm at chapter 11. I'm further than I ever have been with anything. So it's like, you know, getting to just attract a lot of people who are now like, dude, I'm starting to write now. I'm like, cool. Yep. If I inspired you, then God bless it.
Yep. It's all because of this man. It's all because of him. Well, I love this, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. Like, it's getting late for all of us, except for you, TJ. Like, it's only 8:00 for you. But
that's true.
This has been wonderful. TJ, I would love to have you on again. And when I get the chance, this feels like the hour hasn't even gone by. Hey, like I just love chatting with you. But I have to close it.
Same. So right back to you, man.
Yep. So I thank you all for joining us here on Wilkie's World Wanderings with TJ Lombardi. This has been a joy. I'm so glad you were able to join. I do not have a planned author for next Sunday. I am still working on that, but keep your ears open, keep your eyes aware, because Wilkie's World Wanderings is going to be coming back again next Sunday. So thank you for joining. Have a great night.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Love
Bye.
you.